Mm-hmm.
What that is right there on the side of me.
What
Oh,
is this, sweetie?
because you're blocking me.
What do you mean, sweetie?
There you go.
Okay.
I knew something was wrong.
Can you
But
do can you do this live on my
no,
Facebook page? It
no.
can only do one,
Yeah.
even though my Zoom account is up. Because nobody from my page is in right now.
I'll send it to you.
No, I mean, because they think that it's going to be live right now through the Facebook
You
page.
can't do it live like that, Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll send you the link once it's done.
How are they going to participate right now, though?
They have to come into Zoom or on the phone,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
or go to my page.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead on and get started, Kim.
And I'll be over here to move your slide.
And we are excited to have you join us on tonight, and very excited. And so we are, again, you're going to do the slides from here, honey? Okay, very good. Can you see the slides from here, Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah.
Again,
You just put that right in front of the camera.
do what? Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, this is gonna be
Oh,
terrible.
I didn't realize you had that back there. We are sorry. We're kind of getting technical. We're doing something a little different today. Well, we didn't have that last week, so that's why I had no clue.
It's okay. I was getting to eat, so.
Okay, great. All right. So again, we're excited to be able to be with you tonight and just to do part 2 of our Surviving the Holiday health series. And again, we usually do this because many people have challenges staying on their healthy eating plan during this time of year. And so one of the things that we shared initially is that...
I'm sorry, would you mind? I'm going to pray. Want to pray before we get started?
Absolutely.
Mind or
Then my husband, go ahead, babe.
So, Father, we thank you for this time to gather in your name and just to be here to magnify and lift your name. We thank you that all things will be made plain. We thank you that the manifold wisdom of the Almighty God will be shown here today. We're coming for health and wellness, but we truly want to just learn how to take care of the temple that you've provided for us. And we want to take every opportunity to attack the enemy who's trying to attack us on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, financial level, health level.
Lord.
We just want to come together as believers, touching and agreeing with the power of the word to be able to sabotage his plans and to offset any attacks that he thinks he's going to have victory in over the lives of the people that we're coming into contact with. You've called us to be ambassadors of your word and to be ambassadors to teach others and make them disciples of your word. So, Lord, we just thank you today that you'll be glorified in this and your name will truly be praised.
Yes,
Amen.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen. And so as we are going forward, one of the things that is so important to living a healthy lifestyle is having a healthy mindset. Having a healthy mindset that is towards living a healthy life. And in one of the guides that you'll be able to download at the beginning, there are scripture meditations that you can use to meditate on, to think on, and just scriptures that really focus on health just according to the scriptures, because so many times there's not a connection between the way we are eating and the way that God has outlined for us to eat. And so the scriptures, the meditations that are in there will help to kind of draw your mindset into living and thinking about health on a whole new level that is according to the Bible. And so when we think about healthy eating, can you go back one, sweetie? Healthy eating, one of the first things that we talk about is planning ahead. Planning ahead, because you're going to be in a lot of different environments to where there's going to be a lot of different choices or selections around you. But if you plan ahead, it'll take a lot of that pressure off of you. And when we say plan ahead, whether that's bringing a healthy snack with you, whether it's bringing food items along the way, or even talking to the host that you'll be going to wherever you'll be at, so you can find out what's on the menu, making a healthy selection, making a healthy choice, so that you can again stay focused on healthy eating and healthy goals throughout the Thanksgiving holiday. So planning again is essential for eating well, staying well, because when you're eating healthy, it helps to keep your immune system strong. Because one of the most vulnerable things that you can face during the holiday season, if you're eating a lot of sugars, if you're drinking a lot of sugary drinks, what that does is it breaks down your immune system. So we want to keep the immune system strong. We want to keep it healthy throughout the holiday season, because you're more vulnerable, you're more susceptible to colds with the weather changes. So staying on top of eating healthy with your food choices will certainly help you. And when you plan, you can do that to stay healthy.
Okay, so we're on to the next slide.
Yes. Hydrate. Number 2, cannot emphasize this enough. Drink clean, filtered water. Do you drink a lot of water, Kim? Are you a drinker? Oh, that's good, because there are some people that may not. Is that a bottle of water? Or is that a cup?
Oh, that was my pen.
Oh.
I really only drink water and like almond milk or water. I don't drink, any sugary drinks.
That's real good.
Yeah.
That's real good, because the water helps to flush out the toxins in the body, helps to regulate the functions in the body, because our body's made up of 70% water. So when you're drinking or intaking, it helps to regulate your hormone levels, your brain functions, cleanses and keeps your vital organs free of toxins. So having that water, I know that something that I do all of the time is that I actually carry my own water bottle with me wherever we go. If we're in the car, if we're going somewhere, having that water at all times is really helpful, because it also helps to control your appetite as well. Because if you're wanting to overindulge in something, just drinking that little bit of water will kind of take that edge off from overindulging in a lot of different things. And if you want to jump in at any time, Kim, feel free to do so. I
was just muting and unmuting while I was eating or something, but I drink, I don't know, spring water. If you say filtered water, but I don't know how you feel about spring water.
That's a great question, and we were talking about this not too long ago because of the studies. You want to share a little bit about that, honey?
Yeah, so basically what happens is, and I'm feeling a little awkward because I know how to manipulate through this, and I think my wife is getting used to being live and having technology. And so my point is, when it comes to the water, you got to really know the water sources that you're getting from, because while Fiji water's one of the top ones, and I forget what the other one was, but Poland Springs, and then you have Deer Park, and those waters have a lot of a lot of unnecessary metals in them and toxins even within the water. So you got to be careful. They say that they're holistic and they say that they're pure, but they're actually not. So
I never liked Dasani. Like Dasani, I know that's like the Pepsi company that owns them, and I or Aquafina. I don't
Yeah,
drink
all
Aquafina.
those waters, they
Yeah.
have, so you want to make sure that you get a good filter, and even boil your water. I know that takes a little bit of time, but you want to make sure that the water you do get, you at least boil it. Because even distilled water, you got to just know where you're getting it from, But the best water is always going to be the water from a well.
Yeah, and he mentioned that because one of the things that, and you may get this, that I like that Jackson does every year is they send an annual report on the water, the tests that they do, mineral levels in the water. You can access it online, or they'll send you a hard copy in the mail. And every year that I've lived in Jackson, they've sent a report. Whereas large water companies, they're not required by the FDA to have those annual reports conducted.
Yeah, my friend told me that.
Yeah.
Like she's like Brick. Well, I live in Brick, and I know she was saying that the city water is probably better than the bottled water and stuff.
And that's so very
But
true.
then it's like, how do you know your pipes? Your pipes and what they're doing.
And that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
And then you have to realize, what having that said, as far as the large companies not having to report that, the plastic itself does harm to your body.
Yes.
And that's where the real damage is done. It cannot so much be the water, but it's the plastic that it's housed in.
Sure, and that's an excellent point because many of the plastics have what's called BPA in it, and BPA is an actual known carcinogen.
Oh, what? I've heard of it. I always say, you see PBA free, but
PBA.
Yeah, BPA.
Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I said PBA, the policeman.
BPA, and it stands for bifentanil A. But it is a known carcinogen. It is on the registered list of toxic contaminants that is known to be carcinogenic. So when you're putting the water in that bottle, because many plastics do have BPA in them, you're not only getting toxins from the water, but you're getting toxins from the BPA. And when you're drinking that, it goes directly into the bloodstream. And so bottled water is not necessarily safer, although they commercialize it and promote it.
Let's change that, because plastic bottled water. So what you want to probably do is make sure you can get water in a glass bottle.
Yeah, there are glass. There are glass bottles of water that you can purchase.
And they're probably a little bit better. You just want to make sure that you know where you're getting it from, and check the company's background. You got to do a little bit of research. Check their background, their housing process, their harvesting process, should I say, and how they conduct their water gathering.
But are you saying that like city water, if you boiled city water,
you probably would be in a better situation.
Safer, and also having a filter. Like we have a filter in our kitchen. You can get a shower head filter. A quality filter is going to pull out the majority of those toxins that are in the water, whether that's metal toxins, whether that's contaminants, bacteria, parasites. So getting a quality filter. So one of the most basic ones is the Pure water filter. You can get it at Target. You can get it at Walmart.
What is it? I didn't hear that.
Pure.
P-U-R.
Oh.
Pure water filter. You can purchase one of those. I think it's under $20. It'll last for about 3 months, and you change it. And it's got a carbon filter in there, so it pulls out everything.
Yeah, someone at my work uses that. She keeps it in the fridge.
Yeah. And then there's one that's a little bit more expensive. You can actually sit it on your counter, and that filters your water.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we're getting ready to go to. And in fact, that's what she wants for Christmas. So I'm not buying it for her. I'm buying it for us. But the bottom line is we're coming to understand. We're coming to that place where food is not safe now. You got to grow your own, or you got to know where to get it from, and the way people harvest their foods, even down to your meats. You just, it can say free range, but it may not necessarily be free range. So you want to just investigate where your meats are coming from, and the practices that they use. Because if you have, let's say, a chicken that's under distress, or is depressed, and people don't believe that, but there's
Oh yeah.
Animals can become very depressed.
Absolutely.
And I think the only thing they don't have, that humans have, is a spirit. But they certainly function along the same lines emotionally as we do. I mean, I think that they may even internalize a whole lot more, but they don't have a way to express that. And so it's up to us to have that compassion and care, to know Spot needs a hug. He needs to be loved on. And the same thing goes with a cow. Cow that's distressed comes along with other diseases, comes along with other internal distresses, and cancers developed in them. And so when they harvest these, when they slaughter these animals, they don't actually use the best method.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, those things can be passed on to you.
And that's an excellent point that you bring up. As far as how animals are cared for, how they are raised, there's an organization called Global Partners for America. And if you're looking to, do you eat protein at all? Do you eat clean meats at all, Kim? Or are you vegetarian? Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, some.
Yeah.
Once, not as much red meat anymore, but chicken's so convenient, easy, here and there, fish, sometimes. But
I think sometimes chicken is worse than the beef. But
the fish, I know. Yeah, I don't really eat a lot of fish either anymore.
So if you're looking for a clean source, Global Partners of America, they partner with local farmers, cattlers.
My brother-in-law was just telling us that, I don't know if that's the same one, but there's like the Amish.
Yeah,
I think the Amish farmers, and they have like drop-off spots around our different areas.
Yeah, because Global Partners, they are very, again, about the humane treatment of animals, because they go through traumatic experiences, and that trauma is trapped within the flesh, the tissues of that animal. So when
it's trapped in their memory cells, it's trapped in their emotions, it's trapped in the life experience, it's trapped in their brain, because that's a memory source. It's a memory marker. Right. Let me put it that way.
Well, that's why we pray over our food too.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's important.
Someone also was telling me, like, kosher. Kosher meats, they kill the animals a certain way.
Yes, and the taste of the meat is so different, because with kosher meats, they're actually on a ranch or a farm with rabbis who are actually living within those conditions as the animals are. They actually pray over the animals. They actually they consider them to be sacred, because it's God's creation, and so they want to be able to honor the creation. And so, yes, kosher is very different, humanely raised. I think Empire is one of the closest kosher meat producers in our area, out of Pennsylvania, I believe. But again, as soon as you taste the meat, you can tell the texture is very different. The smell is very different. And even when you cook it, it's very different than actual meat that has not been humanely raised. You can certainly tell the difference. Certainly tell the difference. So kosher.
What do you do when you crave crunchy? Like, I like texture, So every once in a while, I need a cracker or something.
Well, how do you feel about nuts? Do you have any peanut allergies?
No. But I eat. Costco has this thing that I love. It's Nutso. Nutso? It's so expensive, but it's like has all these nuts and like chia seeds and everything in it.
Oh, have you tried the Kind bars before?
I think so. Kind bars, yeah, they have like some fruit and nuts in it.
Yeah, because I love crunchy too, and my husband knows I love crunchy. So if we're out and about,
I hate crunchy. I hate it.
I didn't really like the Kind bars though.
No.
Really
Did you try? Because they have like 4 different
They have many different
brands,
flavors.
4 different flavors, but the
like it was too chewy or something. Like that was like too sticky, like a stickiness on my teeth or something.
Yeah, and even if you just go for the plain mixed nuts, or are you a popcorn fan? Like I'll pop a little organic non-GMO popcorn. Every now and then because I love like crunchy too.
I don't care about the non-GMO. It's popcorn. So everything ain't gonna be perfect, but
yeah,
Orville Redenbacher is what I'm stuck on.
So yeah, the crunchy. If you want to do the popcorn or the nuts, or even there's a cracker that I like. It's called Mary's Gone Crackers. But the cracker is made out of chia seeds. It's got some nuts in there, but it's gluten free. But it's very, very crunchy. And that's actually one of my favorite crackers that I like to have. So
do they sell it like anywhere or like health food stores?
You may have to order it.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Amazon might even, because they have everything on Amazon. But you may have to. I know I get it at a health food store. But yeah, Mary's Gone Crackers. If you're looking for that crunchy and you want,
and you can Google it. You probably get it directly from the manufacturer. Best thing to do, because they can tell you locations that they sell it in, because there's a particular fruit juice that I like because it's the nectar in itself, and I had to call to Chicago, then they sent me to Arizona, then they sent me to New York, and then they sent me everywhere else, and neither one of them was right until I got a person, and he kind of helped me figure out what I needed to do, but their wholesale price was more than I paid in the store. But that's one thing.
Yeah, so those are some of our recommendations. Thank you for that. So speaking about food, one of the things that we really like to talk about too is not so much as deprivation as far as just making healthy food choices. And sometimes it's okay to say no, but we also think about what we like to call the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time eating healthy, and then 20% of the time, you may want to have a little bit of something. Is there a specific food that you like, whether it's a sweet treat?
Let's call it lust after, because there's something we all lust after that we know we shouldn't have it, and it's in the food category.
Well, I mean, I've usually been pretty good. I've never really been overweight.
Yeah.
But like cereal, cereal's easy, but I try to buy healthy, things, or I don't know. I don't really buy like desserts. I don't keep a lot of dessert in the house. Things.
Yeah.
So you're not a sugar addicted person?
No. I mean, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I know I do eat it. I do eat it, but like even sometimes with fruit, like sometimes fruit is too sugary for me.
Yeah, and even though fruit is good, it also contains the natural sugars.
But that's a natural sugar, so it doesn't have.
I know, but it just doesn't. It doesn't make me feel good. You know what I mean? Like I eat it, but.
Do you happen to know your blood type, Kim?
I think it's O something.
Because I was going to say with O, like if I get too much sugar, my husband will tell you, like, we can automatically tell, like, I will start sneezing. It's like I've gotten, like, my body doesn't do well with an overabundance of sugar. And I know that most O blood types, and that's why I asked you that, are more sensitive to consuming a lot of sugars.
Sometimes if I have it, I have to, I'd rather have like a salty, have salty or something,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that may be because sugar, again, it can affect you in a number of different ways. But again, with the 80-20 rule, eating healthy, focusing on that, but then at the same time, if there are certain indulgences that you want to partake of, then absolutely. But always leaning more on the healthier side of
Always what?
eating. Always leaning towards the healthier side of eating.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Did you have anything you wanted to add, honey?
Yeah, more sugar. See, I don't have a problem with it because for me, I mean, I'm not as horrid as I used to be.
He's actually gotten
I'm pretty
better.
moderate.
He's
I
gotten
think now
better.
I'm more moderate than I've ever been. But yeah, I'll sit down with a candy cane real quick and some chocolate and a bowl of cereal and a Pop-Tart and a root beer, and that'll be my breakfast. And I'm good for the rest of the day. Because that's my 20.
You said
Well,
that's
like
your
I tell you,
20?
because my husband, we got married 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So when we first got married, I was like cooking a lot, most like studying the recipes, and like, when we were like had more when we got married, and then for a while after. But like a year ago, I was 20 pounds heavier. And one of the ways as well, I wasn't cooking as elaborate, not as much. I was cooking like more of a brown rice pasta, because it's like easy, whatever. But
Sure.
I stopped cooking a lot of that, and not going out to eat. Sometimes like we would, if you're going out to eat, or like his family's Italian, so it was always like,
I'm coming over.
the big
Mind ya.
Yes.
So, and so I don't know. I think that was part of it. I dropped like 20 pounds, just kind of cutting things out.
Wow.
And he's been going, he goes to the gym like 5-6 days a week, and has more muscle than ever.
Okay.
Than, fat. So, but for me, it's like, it's harder for me to get active. I don't like, I don't get up early and I don't get up and go to the gym. I've never been a gym person. I'd rather like, I used to dance more, like country and line dancing. But then at night, it's just harder. That's why like, if I kind of cut out, I wasn't really eating, I'm not really eating much dinner now, because I don't know, I think my appetite has changed too, or like, I don't want to just sit at the end of the night, sit on the couch after eating like a big, or even like, not even that big, but my appetite also, I think is, has changed.
Sure.
But my husband's more like, if he's working and then he comes home and he's like starving.
So when you say your appetite is changing, meaning that you eat less, or
I'm just eating less, I think.
So I'm going to ask a clinical question here. Do you think that you are overly conscious about the things that you eat?
Overly? I mean, sometimes I went through a phase where I was really, and I was like, I think this is of the devil, I was getting too like, fearful of ingredients, or where's this coming from? You know what I mean?
So that's one of the reasons I asked, because now, and we're probably delving in deep right now, but we can be deceived, and you mentioned Lucy. I call him Lucy. He can influence wrong thoughts, and automatically we become fearful. And when fear enters into the relationship of natural life living, there's something going on within our spirit and something going on within our soul, and we've mentally been challenged with faith and facts. So you want to kind of, that's why I said I'm going to ask a clinical question, but I know for me it's Christian clinical, because there's another level to being able to enjoy the foods that we partake in. So one of the things I want to make sure is we don't enter into a dynamic where you're overly thinking about what you're eating, and then it becomes
Fearful.
a fear that starts to affect your body. Because again, if you ate an ice pop or you ate a popsicle, you know, you think, oh my God, I put this sugar in it, and it's refined sugar. Doesn't have any amino acids in it, and it's gluten.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah. It's not like that bad. It's not that bad. But I feel like a few years ago I was more aware, and then I was just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
picking up, putting down. You know.
Right. So which
The
for
next
me would be an excess of overthinking and introducing fear into your thought process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you should fear.
Yeah. Because I mean, I enjoy food. I do like food. I enjoy it, and I want it's a like I want to enjoy it, but I'm not like. We're not. I don't think I'm a glutton, but and then I don't want to go like the opposite extreme. Just balance. Just have balance.
Absolutely.
Like I'm gonna balance that 3 cheese tortellini, and then I'm gonna balance the, sweet and sour chicken right beside it. Yeah, I'm gonna balance it because I'm starving, and we're talking about food. So I want to become. I look at it like this. David said sin was good for a season. Well, right now, I want to go be sinful with that food because I feel kind of glut right now, but I haven't eaten all day. But I'm not going to look at it from that standpoint. I'm going to say, Lord, just help me be mindful that I need to take care of this body, and I got to put something into it because I'm hungry.
Well, go get some, man.
No, I couldn't because you were enjoying yours, and I was just thinking, I know
water.
she's having a good time.
We'll have our dinner here. We can have dinner with her.
I don't think people want to see us eat dinner. And my wife, she's like you. She loves food. She loves to eat the food.
Good food.
Sometimes for me, I think she loves it too much. And then when I go look for my plate, it's gone because she ate it. And, I'm just left with bread and some butter.
It is a blessing.
Now, like I have a neighbor who I don't know her like that well yet, but I know she does Weight Watchers and stuff. But she also I know she does meal prep. She told me she does meal preps on like Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
And I would love to You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get tired of doing a lot of it. Doing the,
And definitely meal prep helps a lot. And that's something that I do from time to time, like on the weekends, if I know I've got like a super busy week, whether that's chopping up my sweet potatoes that I love or...
She does it all the time. Drives me nuts.
I do. He's like, what are you out here doing? Why are all these dishes? I'm like, babe, I'm doing food prep. Because it makes the week easier and it helps me to just
There's way too much personal business out there in the atmosphere.
No, it's not because...
No, I'm not talking about you, Kim. I'm just talking about YouTube. They just know way too much right now because we're streaming to YouTube as well. Yeah. Yeah. But it's okay. They can't see you. They hear us, and But eventually we'll tie this all in together.
Yeah, but food prep is it does take a lot of the having to come home. Do you come home every day and cook, or?
She doesn't want to do that.
No, I don't cook every day.
Okay. But planning, it does take a lot of that pressure off to have to cook all of the time.
Unless you just fall in love with cooking. Yeah.
Well, I do like to cook. It's
It's time consuming.
Yeah. is the cooking, the cleaning, the prepping, the shopping, everything.
So what you do is, once a month you cook a big meal, and you guys have leftovers. Throw those dishes away. Wait till next payday. Get you another set of dishes, and then use those, and then cook again and throw those away, and
We use paper plate. We use paper plates sometimes.
Minimize the dishwashing. But, but again, you have to do like what fits your lifestyle. Like there's no one set way of doing it, but knowing what's going to work best for you and your family. So whether that's prepping on a Sunday or a Saturday or however, it fits into your lifestyle. To really
what was like the list, the survival kit, and like the ingredients that you had up there for?
Oh gosh, there's actually 20 recipes in there, so I can't remember it all.
Yeah, and you can actually download that, so that you have it. That's why it's in there. You can just simply download that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the recipes. I only saw the ingredients, I think. Unless I was missing something.
No. It's in there.
It should be in there because there's a whole file there that has the ingredients.
Oh, okay.
You just have to download it.
There's the shopping list is in there, and then the actual food guide is in there too.
Your audio is off.
No, the shopping list is in there, and then there's the cooking recipes that are in a separate one too.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will help to kind of give you some ideas about the recipes.
Okay.
And so
because I know you could do this for like 100.
We do. I just want to make sure we don't run out of time too, sweetie.
No, she's saying she doesn't want us to run out of time.
Going, so I guess they don't cut it off.
No, they don't necessarily cut it off, but I just wanted you to be mindful that it's 8:00, and
I know, because we started at 7:30.
Yeah, was there any other main points to cover?
It was just one main point, and that was rest and recovery. And that was it that you had it up, sweetie.
Oh.
The rest and recovery, because so many times, we get it can be easy to be caught up in and I will say this, one of my least favorite days of the year is the day after Thanksgiving. Because I think that's when the frenzy starts of just running here and there and buying, shopping, doing, spending, and really not focusing on the intent of the purpose of the seasons, to be thankful, to give back. And those are things that as believers we are doing all of the time, but I think sometimes you can get really lost in that. Overspending, overeating, overdoing, overextending yourself. And so it can really take a physical toll on your body, on your mind, on your spirit, to where you're just totally run down. And again, a lot of people are more susceptible to getting ill because the immune system is so run down, because you're being pulled in all these different directions rather than focusing and staying in a place of prayer, of meditation, of gratitude, all those things that help to keep you grounded. Was there something?
Your audio sounds different than Titus. I don't know if it's you're too close, or
did you change?
Are you too close maybe, or?
Yeah, she
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, what happens is because I'm actually, she speaks very softly, and I know that the microphone is, so I'm okay knowing that I'm back here, and plus I'm a baritone, soprano, axe champion, so
What champion?
Just made up something. The soprano, baritone, axe champion. Not that has anything to do with my singing ability, because that doesn't work.
My husband is also a comedian.
Mine too.
No, I was just saying that just focusing on those things that can help us to stay grounded, staying in a place of prayer, gratitude, thankfulness, worship, meditation, so that we're not so caught up in the frenzy
Yeah.
of the season.
The anxiety of the holiday, and because believe it or not, most people don't even recognize the mentioning of Thanksgiving creates anxiety because you're trying to satisfy everybody. You're trying to make sure that you cooked a good meal. You're trying to make sure that the food tastes great. Then you ate too much, so when you sit down, they say, "Why are you not eating?" Because I ate already. I ate while I was cooking. But then somebody gets offended because you're not coming to their house to eat. Those types of things, they create anxieties for us. And they create unnecessary worry, stress, and they impact us in ways we don't even realize until after we've gotten away from whatever that attraction to the anxiety was. It could be your mother. It could be your mother-in-law. It could be the cat there because they know you're allergic to cat, but they love the cat and you don't want to be offensive. There's a whole slew of things. But then on the other side of that, the pressure of catching Black Friday. Because, you know, grandma wants Orville Redenbacher popcorn mixer, and right now they're on sale. You can get 2 for 1. You buy 1, you get 2. So you're running to these Walmarts, Targets, instead of staying home, talk to Amazon, get 20% off. But there are some people that are attracted to things like that.
I know.
But the experience never manifests the way we intended to. Oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to get in line. I'm not going to be there early. You get there and there's 5,000 people in front of you. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Right, anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I am getting tired now. I'm aware of that stress level too, because like last year I was like, not that I was ever much of a Christmas card writing person, writing out things, you know, here and there, but then I was just like, I'm not even putting that stress on myself, you know. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Kim, for joining. Stay tuned. We're going to do this a little bit better, and we're going to become great, and then we'll be walking in greatness. So we'll equal that excellent.
You guys are already great. Thank you for doing this, putting this together, and look forward to getting to know you guys better and what the Lord has for all of us.
Amen.
All right. Sounds like an awesome plan.
Amen. Amen. And if you have any questions at all or want to reach out.
What's the best way to reach you? Like email, text, phone, what, you know what I mean?
Probably email. If you go to either one of our websites, my husband's website is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have, well, because I did email you. I have email contact with you already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm joking. I know my email. It's you can find me at Healing Inside of Me. HealingInsideOfMe.com. And you can just simply send an email straight there to the contact.
Okay.
But that's my website, HealingInsideOfMe.com.
Okay. Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
You're quite welcome. Tell your husband I said he's a good-looking guy. He's handsome.
All right. Who's your football team?
To be honest with you, it was the Eagles. I'm probably going to end up with the Texans just because I like their helmets, but I'm not really into that stuff.
He just clinched in one of his fantasy leagues. He's clinched the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. He must have chose the Breeze.
No. No.
The Rams?
Roethlisberger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was a good game. Oh, my goodness, it was a good game. Go Roth!
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, take care.
Take care,
Bye.
Kim.
Bye.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
This was terrible.
Wow.
Terrible.
This is why we're doing this, and we will perfect it until we get it right. What happened with that, babe?
Nothing happened with this. This was doing everything it's supposed to do, but then you said that in front of it because you didn't know. And then
Child, you should have told me, babe. I got a camera. I did not even
I thought
see
you
that
could
little camera
look.
back. I didn't even see you have the camera back there. I didn't even know.
This event cannot be used to broadcast again if you complete this event. Are you sure you want to complete this event?
So you can't show it again?
Yeah, but okay.